What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Us vs. Them YouTube channel. I'm your host, Vince, and we're going to break down the fights that we have for the UFC 323. I know that card's happening later tonight, so we're trying to get these videos out to you guys as soon as we can. But let me get you guys these breakdowns. Before I get into the breakdowns, if I can remind you guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all that bullshit. I just want to try to get to 75 subscribers by the end of the weekend. It's a little goal that we have. But yeah, so enough of that, so let's get into this breakdown. Right now, Merab's sitting at around a minus 410 to 420 favorite. And then you got Petr Yan on the other side at a plus 300, 310, somewhere around that area. We've seen the line kind of shift a little bit more in favor of Petr Yan as the week goes on. But obviously, Merab's a heavy favorite. He's a heavy favorite because this is a rematch of a fight from, not even 2 years ago. Merab, completely out-wrestled Petr Yan in that fight. And, obviously, he's probably going to be looking to do the same thing here. On the other side, you got Petr Yan, who's won 3 straight in a row since that fight. Kind of re-earned his contendership, to fight Merab again. And he's, there was, if you kind of rewind time a little bit, you go back in time like 3 years ago or so, 3 or 4 years ago, there was a time when we were saying Petr Yan might be the bantamweight GOAT. And then now here we are saying the same thing about Merab. So when I kind of look at this line, I kind of look at it and think how kind of disrespectful it is for to say that Petr Yan is that big of a favorite. So when it comes to finding the value in this pick, I do see a lot of value in the Petr Yan pick as far as where that value is. But that's not the prediction that I'm making. I don't think Petr Yan's actually going to get it done this weekend. I think the pressure, the pacing, the wrestling, all that stuff that already proved to be too much from Merab, that's going to be the difference maker this weekend, and that's where we're going to see Merab kind of separate himself from Petr Yan again. There are a couple things about this fight that I think are going to be a little bit different than normal Merab fights or normal Petr Yan fights. And I think both guys each kind of have a thing that I think is going to be different. And that's my prediction for this weekend. The one thing that I think is going to be different for Merab is the fact that he's going to be looking for a finish this weekend. Merab is, although he is exciting, he is a fan favorite, he's got a good personality, and he always is winning. He kind of has become a decision merchant. He doesn't get a whole lot of finishes. But, the one thing that we have seen also is that he makes improvements when he's having rematches with fighters. We saw that in the Sean O'Malley fight, for instance, where he did find a front choke and got a finish in that fight. I think Petr Yan's going to be looking for a finish in this fight because he's already been in there with not Petr Yan. I think Merab is going to be looking for a finish this fight, and I think, there's a good chance that he does get a finish this fight. So, he's going to be looking to go beyond the decision merchant Merab that we've seen before. There's a quintessential part about Petr Yan's game that I think is going to look differently tonight as well, and that's his slow start. We have seen Petr Yan consistently start slow in the past. Just go back to even his last fight against Marcus McGee. He started really slow that first round, battled back, won rounds 2 and 3. That's typical Petr Yan. He's downloading information to see the type of threat that's in front of him. And then once he has that information, he kind of uses that to his advantage and exploit his opponent. And that's why we see his offense kind of gradually pick up and snowball as the fight goes on. I think tonight's going to be different, though. I think tonight's going to be different because he's already been in there for 25 minutes with Merab. He's already downloaded that information, so he can for Petr Yan, this is kind of round 6, not necessarily round 1. So as we already know, he's going to kind of gradually pick up the pace as it goes on. So him starting kind of midway or at the middle point of the fight mentally, I think that's where he's going to have a real advantage tonight. And that's where he's going to be able to find offense. And if he's able to stop the wrestling or at least slow it down for 3 rounds, he could definitely get a win tonight. But like I said, I'm going with Merab. That's my official prediction. I'm going with Merab by finish. I think the double chance prop has some pretty good value in it. It's got decent plus money value right now. But I have to make an official prediction. So I think he's going to get it done by submission. I think he's going to eventually find a front choke or something like that. I don't really think that the knockout is going to happen outside of a ground and pound option. But I'm not predicting that. So give me Merab by finish or by submission. Let's lock that one in. That's all I got for you guys in this breakdown. Stop by for our next breakdown where I'm getting into Alejandro Pantoja versus Joshua Van. Obviously, the co-main event title fight. It's going to be a sick fight. So really excited about that one. And stop by so I can give you guys my parlay videos later. So that's all I got for you guys today, and I'm the fuck out of here.